Hi, I'm Kara Ockendon. I just want to do a quick video version of my About Me for those who receive information better by the audio format, and also so you can get a feel from who I am and my energy. So about me, I'm a writer, I'm an intuitive, and I'm a healer. I'm also a mum to a very strong-willed 3-year-old boy, and I'm a professional. I am very passionate about all things holistic healing, so that's healing of the mind, body, and soul and spirit, not just the body. And this is because I have a profound understanding that when we have trauma and stress, that often this lives in the body and presents the symptomology. And if we don't treat ourselves as whole beings, the symptomology will continue to reoccur. There's a lot of science and research to support this, particularly when we're referring to things like autoimmune diseases and cancers. So whilst I have this passion and understanding, I haven't always been, I suppose, acutely aware of my purpose of being here as a healer. I have degrees in law and psychology, and I've practiced in law for the better part of 15 years, predominantly in disputes, and the last 7 years in the family law system. So I'm acutely aware of how trauma can also impact people in terms of these high conflict situations that people often get themselves into in litigation, and particularly in family law. I have always been interested in all things metaphysical and healing, but I really didn't come back into that remembering until I had a health crisis in 2017. So at 32, on my way to work, I had a stroke, and what followed was a year-long health crisis of the doctors trying to figure out why this happened to me and why I continued to have neurological events. Ultimately, I was diagnosed with a rare condition called moya moya, and I had a brain surgery to treat that, which can most simply be described as a brain bypass. I do not consider this a bad event at all. Like, whilst it was really a struggle for me and stressful for me at the time, very scary, for me now, I see it as one of the best things that ever happened to me, because part of my stroke recovery and rehabilitation involved meditation. And for whatever reason, I was guided to do this in a bath. And that was the start of what I now, the practice that I now call bath healing. I truly believe that through engaging in meditative baths, that my healing occurred on levels that I could never imagined, not only for the neuroplasticity in my brain, but on an emotional and spiritual level as well. And probably most importantly was me coming into remembering that who I am as a soul being and my reason and purpose for being here as a healer. And whilst I've continued to engage in my healing, and I suppose facilitate healing in others through written words since my stroke, through 2 books I've contributed to, Mothers Making a Difference and Finding Yourself After Stroke, and also through my blog, I did return to law and have continued to practice in law since. Although in more recent times I've had a bit of a shake-up again, and I've realised that I'm being pushed to really, I suppose, fulfill my purpose and role better than I am currently in the legal system and through the written word, and to really show up in my purpose on a more fulsome and wholesome level. And I can really see that there is a significant need for it in the world, because in my view, society is just not working. We are seeing so much pain and suffering in people, and seeing people acting out their trauma. And I see it in the family law system all the time, and it's really quite disheartening. And also, as a society, we're so disengaged. We are so disconnected. We're so stuck in addiction. We are tired. We are working in a system that grinds us and not being fulfilled. So for me, when I can see that we're living in a world that's not working, I feel more of a push and need for me to step into my purpose so I can help facilitate healing in other people. Because for me, when you heal yourself, it has a profound impact, because it doesn't just impact you. There's a trickle-down effect to the generations after you, and also the trickle-up effect to the generations before you and your parents and your grandparents when they see your healing, and also a ripple-out effect to others who are impacted and touched by you and who are inspired through your healing. So that is really why I'm here today and why I'm showing up on this video to you. and why I'm showing up in my business. I really want to facilitate and help and aid healing and growth in other people through the various modalities that I will provide, should you feel so aligned to engage with me. And I'm really, really excited to be offering my services in soul guidance, in ritual baths, in workshops and ceremony. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about any of those things, please feel free to reach out. I'd be most happy to have a chat. All right, thanks for your time.